New York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from Nick of Time Show. Here, give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And guys, do you know what time it is? Ryan.
Yes.
It's 10:51, but do you know what time it is, though?
It's time to celebrate, and Knicks double overtime win over the Boston Celtics.
Exactly, because it's time for the gunshots, damn it. The Knicks beat the Boston Celtics. Gunshots in the air, all right? Man, this game was crazy. What more do you want? Double overtime win. Knicks beat the Celtics 138-134. Randle with 35 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, and 3 blocks. Mitchell Robinson with 11 points, 17 rebounds, and 3 assists. Evan Fournier, the guy that I hated, then loved, and hated, then loved again. 32 points, 3 assists, 4 steals, 6 rebounds. Obi Toppin comes in with the small ball with 14 points and some hustle plays. No Taj Gibson today. No Nerlens Noel today. They said Jaylen Brown was going to be sick and no, he might not play. But no, Jaylen Brown had COVID and he came back, first day back of COVID protocol, and he drops a 40-plus piece, 46 points. But it wasn't enough because the Knicks did their thing. And it looked crazy. The Knicks were down. Ryan. Almost seemingly the entire game. Caught back up in the third quarter, where we eventually took the lead. But when it came down to the fourth quarter, I think we were up by 12 in the fourth quarter, Ryan.
Yeah.
With like a few minutes to go, and all of a sudden, the Celtics stormed back, and it was a scene all too familiar. We were forcing the ball to Randle too much. It got predictable. They forced turnovers, and all of a sudden, it turned into an overtime game. Man, bad lapses on defense from Evan Fournier, bad lapses on defense from Kemba Walker turned into overtime, and the Knicks gutted it out. They found a way to win, man. There's a lot of storylines you can take from this, but let's just start with the man of the hour, the man they said was going to regress. The man they thought was a fluke. The man people wanted to trade last year, even me at one point. But I changed my mind. We're going to talk about Julius Randle, man. Gunshots in the air for Randle, dog. Randle was phenomenal. What did you have to say about Randle's game today, man?
First of all, the way the Knicks were playing in that first half, if it wasn't for Randle, it would have been a Boston Celtics blowout, because the Knicks could not buy a basket. That whole first half, I felt like I wanted to take the TV and just throw it out the damn window the way the Knicks were playing in that first half. It was just terrible. The Knicks were just playing one-on-one basketball, no ball movement on offense, and then on defense it was lackadaisical. The rotations was terrible, but Julius Randle kept the Knicks in there with his play. And then in the second half, when the game started opening up a bit with the Knicks playing more defense and the court opening up more, then Julius Randle was able to feed the ball to other players and get them involved as well. So, overall, it was just a great game by Julius Randle. Again, proving why he's King Julius.
Yeah, man.
Sir Julius
over here, man. Respect on his name.
Word.
I agree. Randle started off the game hitting back-to-back threes in his eyes on ISO play. And I was nervous to begin the game, Brian, because it seemed like the Celtics were scoring easier. Because, there was a lot more ball movement than the Knicks had in that first half. We seemed to not on the pass ball. I think we finished the half with a single-digit assist with 9 assists.
Yeah.
And Randle, he finished with, 25 at the half. While your boy Jaylen Brown finished with 20 points in the first quarter. The first quarter alone. And I'm sitting here like, bruh, what is happening? But Julius Randle, man, I can't say enough about this guy, man. I think we recognized that we had the matchup battle won. From rip. People, I know were you nervous? Because I was nervous about Fournier versus Brown for good reason.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, the Celtics really don't have anybody who can hold Julius Randle's jockstrap.
Exactly. It was one of those things where it was like, okay, the Knicks didn't have anybody to hold Jaylen Brown, but at the same time, the Celtics had nobody who could hold Julius Randle. So it's one of those things where it's like, who's going to outdo the other, especially early in the game, because that's where the majority of points are coming from for the Celtics, and that's where the majority of points are coming from for the Knicks. And ultimately, Jaylen Brown may have won the points battle between them, but the other Knicks players stepped up, especially on the defensive end, and got this win.
Absolutely. It was the defense that kind of got us back in this game. And ultimately the others helped us too. The first quarter defense, man. This seems like this might be an issue coming into this year, and it's going to be. And maybe it's just the team, gelling. But it seems like we were a bit lackadaisical in lacking some fire in that first quarter when it came to the defensive end. Now, when it got to the second quarter, that's when you start to realize, there's another gear for Kemba and Fournier and these guys to play defense. It wasn't even necessarily, individual defense. We played really good team feat defense in that second quarter. We scrambled. We got a lot of steals. I think Fournier individually had a few steals. And then I think Mitchell Robinson, he came back as tired as he was, and he anchored that defense for as long as he could without passing out.
For real, you got to definitely big up Mitchell Robinson on that. And also for this game, I think what was important was the fact that it seemed, because like what you said about the Knicks, they came out in the first quarter and they were kind of lackadaisical on defense. It seems like they have the type of team where they have to get down for them to really pick up the defensive pressure. And you don't want the Knicks to be like that all season, because when you get into that habit, then there'll be games in the future where the teams will be too far out front, when you start to actually pick up that defense and get back into the game, it's too far of a hill to climb. So you don't want the team to get into that habit where it's like, okay, we're down, so let's pick up our defensive pressure now. No, you want them to come to the game with that defensive pressure and try to take the lead early, and then try to see if they can hold that lead.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. It just seems like, the guys that we added there, they're doing well for us. Evan Fournier, we really excited about having Kemba here, but Evan Fournier is looking like the true number 2 option on his team right now, because when Julius Randle got tired, the ball went through Evan Fournier. But I'll say this, Evan Fournier in general, I think he took some notes from preseason. Because in preseason, he didn't look super aggressive. He looked like he was being passive. He was trying to, involve his teammates first. And I think my mind tells me that they got on him once, preseason was over, because he was really aggressive in these first 2 quarters. When I looked at the halftime, he took the second most attempts on the team at halftime behind Julius Randle. What do you think about Evan Fournier's game today?
Evan Fournier definitely stepped up in overtime. We definitely needed his buckets in overtime, because, as you could see, a lot of the Knicks players, they didn't really have their legs under them. They weren't really knocking down jumpers. And Evan Fournier was the one that was really carrying the Knicks throughout the overtime periods. But before that, he did have trouble guarding Jaylen Brown. He's part of the reason why Jaylen Brown went off the way he did in the game.
Yeah.
But you saw. I mean, most Knicks fans, were probably like, it's expected.
But, I didn't know whether to be mad at him, because there were certain things that's like, oh, come on, Evan. But in certain shots that he made, even in the first half too, then I was like, well, what can you do about that?
Exactly.
This is Jaylen Brown, and he's Jaylen Brown, and so you just take the good with the bad.
For real. But definitely he stepped up when the Knicks really needed him, and that's definitely a positive. And like you said, right now he seems to be the second option on the team, even ahead of Kemba Walker.
Yeah, even ahead of Kemba Walker. And I was pissed. I was the fourth quarter, Ryan. And thank you, Jeff Van Gundy. Jeff Van Gundy broke down that play perfectly, where Marcus Smart hit the clutch 3 in the corner to send that game to overtime. Our 2 new additions both had the biggest defensive brain farts of the game. One, when Evan Fournier goes to double Tatum in the backcourt when he isn't a threat. And then 2, when Kemba Walker, knowing we're down 3, We're up 3. No one needed a 3 to tie. He runs to the basket first. His first instinct is to run towards the basket where no Celtic player is at all to guard what? The invisible layup? Like, and leaves Marcus Smart wide open for 3 to shoot.
Bruh.
Man. And I see you guys getting on Kemba Walker on the chat. I see you guys getting at your guy. And and I'm still Team Walker. I still have faith in my guy. But man, was there some bonehead plays on defense, and we're gonna need these 2 guys to step up eventually.
Yeah, it's just the first game, so I'm not gonna be too hard on Kemba Walker. I will give Kemba Walker a chance to prove that he will improve and play better in the upcoming games. Now, for that play with the play at the end of the fourth quarter where the Knicks gave up the open 3 to Marcus Smart, like, even before Jeff Van Gundy said something, like, we were talking, I told you, like, why was Evan Fournier double teaming in the backcourt? I'm like, why okay, I can understand that, okay, Jaylen Brown, he's a hot guy. You don't want him to get the ball, so you double team in the backcourt. But once the ball goes to somebody else, you don't double no more.
You don't double. Don't do it.
That's what I'm saying. You retreat. And that just led to the ball going to Schroeder, then Schroeder finding Marcus Smart in the corner for 3, and then that was it. And then the game went into overtime.
Yeah, and the game went into overtime, man. But I'm still happy. We still won, though. The gunshots is still up because we still won. Exactly. We still beat the Boston Celtics in overtime. There was nobody that could hold Julius Randle's guard track. The small ball lineup with Obi Toppin worked out. And we got the win. At the end of the day, I was pissed at Evan Fournier in that fourth quarter. But at the end of the day, Ryan, this proves how much we needed another shot creator on his team. Shout out to the front office.
Shout out to Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
Shout out to the front office, man, because this proves they when they did their thing. They said we need shot creators. And they went out and they did that. They got Kemba, they got Fournier, and when Julius Randle got tired in that overtime win, they took over and we got that W, man. We did what we were supposed to do. We might have lost on the defensive end, but Tibbs' coaching is going to have to pull it together for us. But we won on the offensive end when it came to Evan Fournier creating shots for us. And even Kemba in spots, man. I'm still giving Kemba some time to get it together. I'm still giving Kemba some time.
Give my man some time. BX in the building. Give my man some time, all right?
Exactly. BX in the game. Gunshots in the air for BX. Gunshots in the air for everybody who's rocking with the KOT show, man. If you feeling the show, man, if you loving that win, hit that like and subscribe and share, man. The Knicks win. We gonna talk about it, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to D Nice. You said I saw that super chat. I saw you, boy. I saw your super chat, boy. I got you. I got you. Thank you for the super chats, man. Cause listen, we paying bills, man. You can call in now. You can call in. We getting super chats. We getting some momentum. We investing back into the program. So now you can actually call in. If you want to call in and talk about these wins, you can do that. All you gotta do is call 319-527-6241. And we will talk to us live. You can see the numbers right there on the screen. The bottom of the screen is right there. All right. So you can do that for sure. You can call in and we can talk this Knicks basketball. All right. But before we even get into that, listen, man. Shout out to the KOT peoples. Shout out to the followers. Shout out to the momentum. We got a sponsor tonight, people. We got a sponsor tonight, people. We got a sponsor tonight, people. So we're going to pay these bills real quick and shout out to our sponsor for tonight's game. Ding, 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 ding. All right. Let's go. Shout out to DraftKings, the first sponsor of the year for the KOT show, all right? All the odds experts predict the Knicks will only be a 500 team, but prove them wrong and place your bets with DraftKings, an authorized sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers can bet just $5 on an NBA team to win their game, and if they do, you win $200 in free bets, all right? DraftKings Sportsbook customers can also get skin in the game with the new same game parlays, all right? So you combine multiple bets for the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add and the more money you can win. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code KOT. All right, bet just $5 on any NBA team to win their game and win $200 in free bets. If they win, you win with promo code KOT this week with DraftKings Sportsbook. All right, but you must be 21 or older and from New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania to win. All right, new customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbooks for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, so shout out to DraftKings. And shout out to Fritz, man. Fritz is gonna put that. He's gonna put the links in the chat, and the links will be in the description as well. For you guys, New Jersey and PA, want to support the KFT show, and you want to win some money because you know they're underrating us today.
Exactly.
You know they are. You know Vegas is sleeping. Head over to DraftKings.
For real.
And use that promo code KOT. Okay. All right. Now let's get back to the game. Salute to you guys, man. Salute to John 354. Salute to Soldiers of the Mind. Salute to Knicks Nation TV. And salute to my boy Ronnie Sanders. Since the $5 super chat says hype win. I know it's a game one, but come on, man. IQ. Wow. The gunshots.
You know what? Because I was tweeting about this on Twitter earlier today. Because there was a play.
Yeah.
Where IQ had the ball, he had the mismatch, and he passed the ball out, and he got the ball back, and I'm thinking, okay, IQ got the mismatch, he gonna take him off the dribble. My man decided to take a 40-foot three-pointer. It goes off the backboard, don't even hit rim.
Bruh.
And then the Celtics get an easy basket as a result out of it, and then Thibs called timeout immediately. I thought he was gonna take IQ out the game, but IQ ended up staying on. But I was like, dog, if I was the coach, IQ would have been on the bench. I would have been like, nah, you can't do that, B. Like, nah, you gotta sit down and you gotta think about it.
Here's the thing, Ryan. I keep telling you guys, they practiced. They let him shoot those. They have a 4-point line in practice. They expect him to shoot those shots. Even though at the time, I was definitely with you, Ryan, on that shot. I felt like it was the wrong time for that shot.
Exactly.
IQ is a tricky player to coach, man. Like, he has to still find that balance between shooting those shots and getting these other teammates involved. And today, coach didn't have patience for it. He didn't, because he only played 8 minutes and 25 seconds in a double overtime game today. Today, the roles were reversed. Because, you know, we used to seeing IQ getting all the minutes from the second unit. But nah, not today. Guess who got the minutes today, Ryan? Guess who got the minutes today, Ryan? Obadiah came to play. Knicks Nation, we've been clamoring for the small ball lineup to make an appearance. And it finally has. It worked in preseason, and it worked today. And I see you guys on Twitter. On Twitter, y'all was tight. So was I. Because what did Tibbs do? Tibbs got in his own way. Because Tibbs starts the game up. 2 calls to you. Tibbs starts the game up and puts Jericho Sims in the game over Obi. And I love Sims.
Bruh.
I love Sims. But nah, bro. When Mitchell Robinson got tired, he was obviously tired. You had to go with Obi, man. You got to go with Obi, and I'm glad he did, and Obi showed out. And he didn't shoot well. But what happens when Obi is in the game, Ryan, is the pace just picks up so much. 1. 2, the spacing is just wide open. The lanes to shoot are just highways to the lane. Things that happened in the playoffs versus the Hawks, when you have Obi in there for spacing, it's just different, Ryan. Anybody can go in there and do what they want, and that's exactly what happened. And I feel like Randle, he went off for like 12 points in that third quarter during that stretch, man. What did you see from Obi today?
Yeah. One of the things is that the reason why Obi was so productive tonight was because the Knicks actually picked up their defense and got steals because Obi is his best when he's running the court. And the Knicks created opportunities where Obi could run the court and get easy baskets, which made Obi way more productive than he normally is when the Knicks are playing the usual, half-court game or whatever the case may be. But Obi definitely played well tonight. He was definitely energetic on both ends of the court. And if this is the Obi we're going to get all season, I'm hyped.
Sign me up. I don't care how much we paid Noel. Sit him down. Sit him down. Obi's coming in. He's playing the backup 4. Slide Randle to the 5, and we running with that. I'm with it, man.
And to be real about it, too, now that you think about it, I'm worried for Noel now because if Obi's going to continue to play like this, and then you have Gibson as well, and, Gibson can be that viable backup also, Noel might not be seeing much minutes this season.
And listen, Noel did well for us last year, but if Obi can, play that small ball 5 and Tibbs keeps an open mind, because listen, Tibbs' hand was forced. Tibbs' hands was forced. We already know how rigid he is with his lineups, but with Sims playing bad on defense, and he took him out for the rest of the game, and Mitchell Robinson tired and not back up to top speed yet, he was forced to play Obi, and then, oh my gosh, it worked. So I'm glad it happened the way it did. I feel bad for Noel. I mean, I don't feel bad for Noel, but, if Noel is moved or whatever, it's fine. It's fine. It's cool. As long as Obi wins. Obi is the bigger priority to me. I'm all for Obi getting the minutes. And what did Obi play today? How many minutes? 28 minutes for Obi, hitting the gunshots, hitting the ooze.
That got to be a career high.
Got to be career high, man. Got to be career high. And shout out to the Super Chats. After the Super Chats, we get into these callers, all right? But shout out to the Super Chats. Shout out to Black Neto. I think this is his first time donating. So shout out to you, Black Neto, who sends a $5 Super Chat. Says, RJ's growth has been so great to see. His off-ball movement was on point, and young Obi doing his damn thing tonight. Yeah, you're right about that. And we can talk about RJ later, but I want to get these callers in first. But yeah, you're right about that, Black Neto. I love RJ's game. Robert Paris sends a 49 Super Chat. Says, Kemba played many minutes, yet Deuce and Grimes gonna get their play.
Well, we gotta wait and see because Grimes was in there for 6.8 seconds, so we gotta wait and see.
We gotta wait and see, man. But listen, there is room, man. I was thinking there might not be room for those guys, but when you look at the chinks in the armor, but it's only game one. Game one. So I don't want to jump the gun, but you can start to see in situations where these guys can play. All right, but let's go. Let's get to the phone calls, man. I know we got some phone calls lined up right now. Fritz, pass them through and let them know when the first caller. Please let people know your name and where you're from when you're on the show. All right, so patch them through, Fritz.
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, it's Big Reaper from Jersey. It was a really exciting game. It was good. What's up, Jay Ellis? Brian D. Thank you guys for taking my call. Like I said, it was a really good game. But I'm just going to try to get to it real quick because I know I got a lot of callers. So the first thing, I was really surprised. All those kind of a high-scoring game, defense was terrible in the first quarter.
Yeah. But
it actually picked up. It got much better as the game went along. And, so the defensive rating for a lot of the guys were actually it was very solid. RJ Barrett, his defense is I was very impressed with his defense on Tatum today.
Absolutely.
I felt like he locked him up. And Julius Randle, he showed up to play defense once again today. Mitchell Robinson, man, I can't wait till he gets into shape. I feel like maybe he put on a little too much weight, but his defensive rating for this game was 98. It's he's the dude is a monster. He played 34 minutes, and it's not there's some people that put up crazy defensive ratings, but they play only 6-7 minutes or 10 minutes. But this dude, he's playing over 30 minutes, and he just causes havoc on so many levels when he's playing on defense. It's if he's near the ball, don't shoot it because you're probably going to miss because you just end up paying attention to him. Or he'll stick his hand in, and then deflect the ball. He just, so the defense actually, early on it was driving me crazy, but overall the team settled in defensively. Obviously, we had the one bonehead play by Fournier and Kemba Walker.
Mm-hmm.
But the previous three-pointer that, like, the one Brown hit.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was
That was
crazy.
ridiculous.
Honestly, in my opinion, I kind of felt like, so that was an important shot. You know they're going to shoot a three on that one. And I felt like the coach should have put R.J. Barrett on Brown instead of having him guard the inbounds pass. I think they should have done that. Like, in my opinion, they should have done that. Actually, even in the overtime, a lot of times it looks like the coach had Randle on Brown. So either he should have put RJ on Brown for that inbound play because you know he's going to shoot the three and he's hot.
Right.
And I just don't know why he put Fournier on him. But, like, that's where one of those places where in-game coaching, he gets our coach sometimes. Like, he's a great coach.
Right.
But sometimes, like, he makes mistakes sometimes. And, like,
I have a theory, though.
Offensively.
I have a theory.
So, go ahead.
I think you are right that Brown is the main threat, and RJ Barrett defensively is a better defender than Fournier. But I feel like if you put Fournier on Tatum and switch it that way, that's just way too much for Fournier. Like, I think that might be a worse matchup. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just me, but what do you think about that theory?
Well, I guess only for that play, because I was just thinking for that play, if you see basically Tatum is taking out the ball and Brown is like scorching hot, you switch out. You tell them to swap out. RJ get on Brown, because he's gonna shoot. They need a three, and Brown is gonna shoot the three. And so I just thought, just for that play, I thought like the coach should have done that.
Gotcha.
But on the defensive end, now that offensively, I thought it was. I mean, the Knicks, they're going to be a problem, I think. It's like, they're a very good team offensively. Julius Randle, he played great in the first half, but, like, the one thing I was really happy to see with him was he's been taking the ball to the basket a lot more, and I was hoping they would do that this year, trying to post out more and take the ball more to the basket, because he always finishes, like, in traffic. And so why not just get him more baskets at the rim? And so they did that today.
Yeah, we had the small ball lineup. He had more opportunities, man. Like, when you have Obi out there stretching the floor for you, like you have there's less opportunities to double team and less opportunities for people to meet you at the rim. So I think the lineups definitely helped for sure, man. I think we have to keep looking at that. Go ahead.
No, yeah, you're definitely right about that. And so, the only bad thing with him on the offensive end is like, Randall giveth and he taketh, like Walt Clyde would say. The turnover, he had 7 turnovers. And then the long, I know the coach said this, because I know he was talking about him when he talked about taking the long twos off the dribble. I know he was talking about Randall before the season began. He specifically talked about it in one of the interviews or whatever. And I just think he just needs to find a way. He needs to try to cut that out, because it's like some of it is just bad shots.
Yeah.
I know sometimes he makes it, but he's just not making it like, if you're making 3-pointers at the same clip you're making like the long twos, why are you taking like the long twos off the dribble?
Yeah,
so
I feel you.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense
there. Yeah.
Like, it's
because that's what like killed his percentage in the second half. It was like he was settling for like, even Jordan wasn't shooting like, great players like Jordan, they're not going like, crossing over off and shooting off the dribble like 30 feet. Jordan wasn't doing it either. He rarely did stuff like that. So like, why are you doing it? Because I think it's very difficult. It's a very difficult shot. But that's pretty much it. That's what I thought.
All right, good call, Reaper.
Yeah.
Good call, man. And I agree with you. The long twos. I think if it's contested long twos, you definitely gotta try to cut that out. Unless you're in pressure situations, then you can do what you gotta do. But I agree with you on pretty much almost everything you said, man. But good call as usual. Yeah. Thanks, Reaper. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Have a good night, guys.
All right.
You too, man.
All right. Next caller up, man. State your name and where you from. And shout out to Shells Heavy. He sends a $9.99 super chat, man. I see you, Shells Heavy. Super chats are coming in, man. Hashtag all 82 is what he says, man. Shout out to you, Shells Heavy. All right. Next caller up. Let's go.
Jay Ellis.
What up?
Ryan G.
What up?
What's good?
What's good, man? What's good?
This is Reed on the check-in. Y'all say, yo, abandon ship on Discord and it's calling. That what we doing now?
Oh yeah, we calling in, man. We calling
Yes,
in.
sir.
I mean, we can add the Discord in later, for the people, because Discord. When people from overseas, it's easy for them to Discord. But it just seems like more people are scared of the Discord and how that works. So the call in, it seems like it's gonna be smoother. So we're gonna do the call in.
Well, nothing wrong with the upgrade. I appreciate it.
I appreciate
Well,
it.
this game, good thing I didn't bring out the Henny for this game because my God. My gosh. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is the first game. We can't be over hype or too down on our team.
Mm-hmm.
We see the few errors, the mental errors. Hopefully, our coach will get in their tail and fix the errors. Fournier is the truth. I can't say it no more. He's a major upgrade compared to
Absolutely, man.
Compared to that guy over in Dallas right now.
Absolutely. No shit.
Bullock.
No shade to Bullock, but Bullock could never, man. Bullock could never. Bullock just doesn't have the stones to hit three straight threes in overtime and take over the game and make plays for other people. Bullock could never.
For real, plus Fournier's off-ball movement is way better than Bullock too. So
Absolutely, but go ahead, keep going.
Could never. And you see in moments of the game when they was going when they was playing up on the 3-point line on Fournier. You see, Fournier will pump fake.
Mm-hmm.
First step to the basket.
Mm-hmm.
It's a major difference. That's a big difference.
Yeah, man. That pump fake side step is a big difference. And Bullock did it sometimes, but a lot of times Bullock pump fakes and then he steps into like a mid range. But Fournier keeps that 3-point line active, man. So I definitely appreciate the way Fournier plays that 3-point line. And he's just a better shooter all around, man. Shout out to Fournier.
He's just a better shooter, and he's not one dimensional. You could say he's a 3-tier scorer, like you guys been saying on the show. He's a 3-tier scorer. You can't stop him once he
Exactly.
Jumper. Pump fake, go to the lane. Pump fake,
right.
to somebody else.
Exactly.
But I need you guys to take a look at the lineup when they have Obi and Mitchell Robinson. That's going to be a problem.
You think so? I feel like that lineup happened for that lineup didn't happen for that long, but it looked all right, man. It looked all right. You're right.
Because if you look at the play that Obi, I think he was in the corner for a 3. He pump fake. The defender bite on the pump fake. He drove to the basket and passed it to Mitchell Robinson.
Yes.
Oh. All right. Now, just pay attention to that. I just got to just highlight that moment. But overall, good team effort. Great win. No Henny tonight. You guys have a good show.
All right, man. Salute,
Thank you.
Salute, man. Thanks for the call, man. Some spot. Yeah, the Henny. Yeah, that Obi, man. I'm loving the way Obi played. Obi played terrifically. He needs to get downhill to play. Whenever Obi gets downhill, you can't stop him. And the thing is, too, I was glad. Like I got a little bit nervous when he started missing the first shots when he first got in the game because I already knew how he gets going running downhill, making layups. And you start to notice, Ryan, as the game went along, those swoops to the baskets, those layups started to become easier. He started to hit layups in transition. He just his natural athleticism took over. He started hitting shots. He was all over the place, man.
Yeah, man. And I think that this game also proves with Obi that if you play Obi for 8-10 minutes, you're not gonna get the best out of him. You really do have to play Obi a good 20 minutes or so to really get him into the game and get the best out of him. So I'm hoping that Thibs sees that if from this game that Obi doesn't need playing time, hopefully he'll give Obi those extra minutes as the season goes on, so Obi can improve and be more impactful for the Knicks this season.
Absolutely, man. He's a motion player. You need to let that boy fly, let the boy run downhill, man. And salute to the chat, man. Everybody's rocking with the Teo T Show. If you enjoyed the show so far, please hit that like and subscribe button, man. The Knicks take on the Celtics and beat them in double overtime in dramatic fashion, man. It's a wonder that, man, this front office keeps saying it.
Shout out to Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
Shout out to Worldwide West, man. He got it done. He got us movement shooters. He got us people who can make plays off their dribble. And you saw the result of that today. We saw the result. Randle didn't have to carry the whole team the whole time. Evan Fournier actually got active. He got active. He wasn't timid like he was in preseason, and he was way more aggressive, going to the lane, finishing layups, something that Reggie Bullock never did. Shoot threes, and you know what? Didn't miss those threes under pressure, man. He showed up. Everybody showed up for us today, man. It was a great team. Not everybody. There were some outliers, and we could talk about some of the negatives a little bit later because I see them in the chat. But you know what? I'm basking in this win. This team has not been together. The first unit has not been together that long, and it all just seems to come together. But anything you want to add to that, Ryan, before we get this next caller?
The only thing I want to add to that is the fact that before we even get into the negatives, we cannot forget talking about this guy, because this guy has definitely grown in his third season of his NBA career, R.J. Barrett. We definitely got to talk about your boy R.J.
Rowan. Young Rowan. I didn't even mention him, man. Young Rowan finishes 19 points, 2 blocks, 2 assists, 5 rebounds. Hits a clutch 3 with no airspace. Hits a clutch 3. 54% from the field. Was very quiet in that first half, but that second half he came alive. And not only that, he shut down. I mean, listen, he made it tough. He didn't completely shut him down, but he pretty much did. He kind of like Tatum had 20 points.
Yeah, but when you hold Jason Tatum to 7 of 30 shooting from the field, 2 of 50 from 3-point range, that's impressive. That's impressive.
That's a shot. 23% from the field from Jason Tatum. Put some respect on his name, R.J. Barrett. I don't think R.J.'s going to be an all-star this year, but he's going to be a very important piece to us, and you can see the growth in R.J. Barrett, man. I can't wait to see what this kid does. He's going to have a really good year for us. He's going to be important to us. He's going to improve just enough for us. You know what I mean?
For real. And now we lost Bullock, who was our main perimeter defender. It looked like we gained one to R.J. Barrett. So if that's the case, it's kind of like the Knicks did not lose in that category.
Yeah, if R.J. Barrett can step up the way he is, we didn't really lose, a good defense. I mean, we lost one, but, he picks up some of the slack. We still need one of these guys, Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker, to step it up defensively to kind of offset certain things. But RJ's defense, man, was tough. Even though, man, the fadeaway, listen, my heart stopped. There was a part of the game where Tatum called the clear out. And Tatum loves that mid-range fadeaway. And I think RJ Barrett scouted it. The way he played defense, it looked like he scouted it. And I saw it coming. I was like, oh, here it comes. He's going to that mid-range fadeaway that he learned from Kobe. Let's see what's going to happen. And RJ scouted, man. RJ ran right to that spot. He jumped up in the air. He
bothered his shot.
Bothered his shot, hit off the clank of the rim. Game set blouses. Woo! RJ Barrett's defense is taking a massive step, man. Shout out to RJ Barrett.
For real.
Yeah,
and
man.
you know what's crazy about it? Because you remember when he was a rookie coming into the NBA, one of the major negatives about RJ Barrett was on the defensive end.
Yeah.
Like there were scouts that were saying that they wouldn't think that he would become a great defender. But he's proven those scouts wrong, because it's his third season. He's took major steps on defense.
Yeah, man. The thing about RJ, man, he's a worker. And whenever people had doubts about him, you just look back and go, nah, this guy just wants it too much, man. This guy wants it too much. There's certain people whose talent is they outwork other people. That's what people underrate work ethic as a talent. Work ethic is absolutely a talent, man. You can will yourself into getting to the next level, and that's exactly what he's doing. And shout out to Ariel. Shout out to Ariel from oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the name of where he's from right now. But he put
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, it's escaping me right now. But he put out like a defensive video about RJ, the way he's navigating screens. how he's getting skinny for the first time, how his positioning has gotten better, how he's sliding his feet. He's the preseason, man. He might not be ISO Barrett like we want. He might not be like that all-star Barrett where you can take people off the dribble and get the angles. He's not might have all that to his game yet. But you're starting to see he's working on certain things. The defense is definitely one of them. He shot a couple of pull-up threes off the dribble, something he's never done last year before. He missed them, but you can tell the shots he's taking that he's working on it. And it's going to help us tremendously when he adds that to his game. And and the finishing too, man. He wasn't screw the layups this year. Screw the layups this year. With NBA spacing now for the first time, when RJ Barrett went to the hole, RJ Barrett was dunking the ball.
Yup, he was yamming it.
Yams, man. Yamming on them.
For real, yo. And you know what? If RJ Barrett keeps up this defensive improvement this season, I saw the nickname pop up in the chat. I think we're gonna have to start calling him Barrett Island, because when you're on that island with Barrett, you ain't scoring, B. You not scoring.
Barrett Island, man. I like that. Remember we was talking about how RJ Barrett is the second coming to Jimmy Butler, man. That defense coming around looking Jimmy Butler-esque.
Yep.
We might be on our way to seeing that, man. He just has to get develop the rest of his offensive game. But man, he's coming along, man. He pulled through for us, man. He pulled through for us. I love this game. Definitely love this game. And sorry, next caller to have to let you wait, but we had to get that RJ Barrett conversation out of our chest. Shout out to Illa, man. Illa shows up. He heard us talking about RJ, and he decides to come in the room as we talking about RJ. The number one RJ Barrett fan in the chat. Shout out to you, Illa, man. But Fritz, let the next caller through. Next caller, state your name and where you from. All right.
What's going on, fellas? The boys. Yeah, what's going on, fellas? It's JT.
What's going on, JT?
Hey, man, what's up?
All right, man. Good game, man. Good game. If I was at the guard, I would have lost my voice, man. I did the silent yeah because everybody in the house was sleeping. I'm just like screaming in my pillow, like, what are we doing?
Oh my! Me and Ryan was watching the game for together on Zoom for like an hour, and then we were screaming at each other, so we get it. But
for real.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So, but just going off of what I was saying about RJ, man, like that's why we love him so much, because he's meant to hit. He's a worker. He's gonna get better as each season goes by. You don't want somebody that's got like all the talent at their fingertips and then they get coddled. Next thing you know, you got Ben Simmons. You want a guy that's gonna come here, get roasted, and then he's gonna work and get better. And that's what RJ's been doing the whole time. And the reason why he learned from that fadeaway with when he pressed up on Jason this time around, because remember Kyrie caught him with that when we played Brooklyn last season.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that was it. But the game. It's the first game we won. Like, that's the thing. I like the narrative is, like we said, good teams good teams win. We did that. So you just see, I'm just excited to see when everyone starts getting more comfortable in their roles, and like when it doesn't take for us to fall apart the way we did and have to like claw our way back to victory. So it's going to be really interesting. Mm-hmm. The only thing I don't know if I'm going to start off with a little bit of negative, but I'm looking at IQ. And the reason why I look at IQ the most is because I feel like he's got the most pressure on him, because this is his second year and he's got two hungry rooks behind him that can easily slide in and take his spot. So, like, it's kind of like he's the person I'm going to keep my eye on the whole season, because I'm like, dang, this guy looks like he's trying to fit the point guard role while trying to still be a scorer, and it would be nice if he could just be the combo guard that he truly naturally is, because right now it would be good if he could have all the room to, like, to test his skills out, try out his new stuff, if he didn't have anybody else behind him, but he do, and he don't have scrubs behind him, because I have confidence that Deuce or Quentin can just step up and take his spot and just, we keep the ball rolling. I don't know. You guys tell me what y'all think.
All valid points. I'll let you take that, Ryan. Go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely agree. This season, I think more importantly, I think in the last preseason game, it pretty much showed that when Grimes was getting those minutes in that game, that Grimes can definitely be one of those guys that Dips can plug in there, and he's gonna play hard defense. He's gonna knock an open three, which is what Quickley does for the Knicks. So, and then you got McBride as well. McBride didn't get much playing time, but we know what McBride can do also, and I feel like, I feel the same way. Quickley does have pressure on him this season, and if he doesn't really step up, then Grimes or McBride can possibly take a spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I agree with you, Ryan. The thing is, Quickley, because of the way Quickley's an offensive guy, right? His strength is he can pull from three very deep, pull out your defense, and put a lot of pressure on opposing defenses because he can pull up from deep from three. The thing with Quickley though is his body type doesn't really allow him to be as great a defender as Grimes and McBride are. You know, like Quickley, you can see it. He's trying to play up on people tighter. He's trying to play defense tighter. You've seen him in preseason, but he doesn't have the long arms that McBride has, and he doesn't have the height that Grimes has. So if he doesn't, so he can play suitable defense if he plays perfect technique all the time. But if he's not productive offensively for long periods of time, then it's noticeable. It's sometimes noticeable, and that's what you get from Quickley. So he has to be better offensively. He has to read the game better and mix it up better, and has to hit his shots for him to be successful. And I totally agree. I totally believe in Quickley and his abilities. I've been team Quickley for a while, but you're absolutely right about what's your assessment. And today he didn't have a great game. He only played 8 minutes, but it's a long season, and
definitely.
The coach likes him, and it's just gonna be interesting to see where it goes. But you're absolutely right, man. There's opportunities for these other guys to get in here and play. Yeah,
Definitely. Like just saying, I'm excited to see Obi get more minutes. Hopefully they could stagger it off where, he's playing with Randle a lot more, so that way he can get his minutes, and then Randle goes to the bench. They can just keep this momentum going because those guys work well together. And then I think that I don't know if it was you, Ryan, or the last caller who said that I'm excited to see Obi and Mitch together. Mm-hmm. And I like Randle and Taj together because I feel like they complement each other well also. So, those would be the ways that's just something. I'm just excited about the season. Can't even get my words together. But again, thank y'all for taking my call. Salute to y'all. Always love what y'all doing. Everyone, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and comment. Even if it's just a flame roll, just comment. That way we can support these guys, and that way we get the love that they deserve. I appreciate y'all. I'll call in after the next game.
Absolutely.
Thank you, man.
Salute to you, JT, man. Salute to you, man. Great call, man. Great discussion, man. Let's talk about a little bit other negative too. A little bit other negative, and it's not complete negative because you know what it is when you're comparing this guy to what we had, it's still a positive.
Oh boy.
You know what I mean? Okay, so Kemba Walker, he didn't have like a Kemba Walker homecoming game where he dropped 40 points and 10 assists or anything like that. He had a modest game. He 10 points. 50% from the field, 3 assists, 8 rebounds though. But the things that made him valuable though was really the threes. He hit 3 or 4 from 3. You know what I mean? And that's that's the value. The thing, even though he wasn't prime Kemba from Charlotte, he still gives a little bit of floor spacing, and he gave Randle some room to work when he had to go one-on-one. But let's talk about it, though. I see some guys that are kind of like about Kemba this game. What do you think about Kemba and his game today, Ryan?
Well, I would hope that it's attributed to the fact that it's the first game of the season at Madison Square Garden. Sometimes, especially with him being a New York dude, his family was there. His mom was in the stands, so maybe it was a little jitters, maybe that first game. But the thing with Kemba is, Kemba's not really great on the defensive end. So if Kemba's not really scoring like that,
right,
then the defense becomes more noticeable because people are gonna be like, well, if Kemba's not scoring for us, then why is he in the game? Because the opposing team's guards are more likely going to be bigger than him, and they're going to just, take advantage of him on defense and score where Kemba's located on the court. I mean, like, it's the first game. I'm not going to be too hard on Kemba, but the one thing the Knicks do need to work on when Kemba's on the court, and I mentioned this in previous shows as well, it's the defensive rotations. Because what teams will do with the Knicks is, especially when Kemba's on the court, they're going to try to create a mismatch, and then off that mismatch, they're going to rotate the ball and have the Knicks scrambling on defense. But it seems like the Knicks don't have their rotation set yet, or they get confused easily on the rotations, and that leads to wide open threes for the opposing team. So I think with Kemba on the court, the Knicks is going to definitely have to get them to get those defensive rotations tighter.
Absolutely.
So that you could probably cover up more of Kemba's mistakes on defense, or the fact that he's too small on defense.
Right. And the thing is too about today's matchup, because Kemba had Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is he's not a prototypical point guard. He's not a guy who's gonna beat you off the dribble. He's not a guy who Kemba's gonna have problems with guarding one-on-one. So this is actually kind of Kemba's ideal matchup on the defensive end, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as we saw today, in the first first quarter, it was a little bit shaky. The second quarter, though, he doesn't have to worry about getting burned. So the team defense, you can play good team defense and get away with it. And so I feel like, if there is a penetrating point guard, we might have some trouble. But if there's a spot-up shooting point guard, we still have to get Kemba and these guys up to speed. And that's it's a time thing. It's a time thing. It's only our first game of the season. Tips is going to work with these guys. He's going to work on film. They're going to watch film, man. The defense is going to get better incrementally. It's just going to take some time. At least the team defense will. Will the one-on-one defense be good at the end of the year? I'm not sure, but that might be time for these guys like Grimes and McBride to get a shot. Who knows? But that's what I have to say. But at the end of the day, though, we still won. So whatever. Whatever.
For real.
We won in double overtime at home.
Exactly. Remember, the Knicks are 1-0 in the regular season, but if you want to, put it in a whole picture, the Knicks are 5-0. Okay.
Hey, 5-0, undefeated. All right, we undefeated in 2021. Preseason, regular season, undefeated in this joint.
Exactly.
Right? Oh man, salute to the chat, man. Thank you for everybody that's rocking with the show, man. I think I talked about everything I really want to talk about. I gave Mitch his flowers. Yeah. I gave Mitch his flowers. With Derrick Rose, he stepped up in the end. The clutch shot by Derrick Rose at the end. I felt like Derrick Rose didn't get all the calls he needed to get. I feel like he got whacked a lot. But when Kemba was tired and Derrick Rose came in, I gave him some fresh legs. That was a good call. By the coach to have Derrick Rose finish it up. I think that was important to us. And Alec Burks too. I'm gonna give Alec Burks some props because
Alec Burks, he played well.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Alec Burks some props just because on the defensive end, I've been crying about Alec Burks' defense last season. This year, and it's only been one game, but if you're counting preseason and this game, I feel like Alec Burks' defense is taking a step. And I know he's only had 5 points, and he didn't play like a ton of minutes, but he's been 16 minutes this game. But I feel like his defense has done pretty well too, in general.
Yeah, I think it's the Thibs influence. I think that's just Burks being on the Thibs system for one extra season, and I think that's the reason why his defense picked up.
Absolutely. Somebody shout out Burks showed he can pass. Yes, Burks can pass, man. He showed some flashes. He definitely showed some flashes this season. He had a very important class on, was it the out of bounds play?
Yeah.
Burks can definitely pass, man. So salute to Burks. My only thing is Sims. Like, if one minor thing before I wrap up, Amir Sims. Amir Sims. I know Jericho is here, but sometimes I feel like that one game when I saw Amir Sims, I feel like he plays better positional defense than Jericho, and I feel like he would be more comfortable. I feel like Tibbs would be more comfortable with Sims on the floor on the defensive end than Sims. And that's just me. But that's the only thing I have to say. But I'm still fine with him being in the G League because that means more minutes for Obi, and I would love for Obi to average 20-plus minutes a game.
Exactly.
But, yeah, that's it, man. Salute to the chat, man. I think that's all we got. I'm going to just shout you out. Boost Mobile, shout out to you. Shout out to Nick Yak. Mitch leading rebounder with 17. Oh, my, yes. Mitch
Yes,
with
sir.
17 rebounds. Is that a career high?
It
Is that
could.
is that a career
Is it?
high?
I didn't hear them mention it on ESPN, but it maybe it could be. I'm trying to think if he's had a game where he's had more than 17 rebounds.
I'm not sure, but Mitch, man, surely missed. The offensive rebounding was sorely missed, man. The amount of offensive rebounds he got so easily was just it was beautiful. Mitch 17 rebounds. Shout out to you. Shout out to Nick Yak though. Shout out to people in the chat. Shout out to Shooting Stars. He says defense looked much better in the second half. Yeah, absolutely right. Shout out to Anthony 212. He says agree, Rose. This is over in regulation. Yeah, Rose has helped us get over in regulation. Shout out to Picks Timmy too. He's active in the Discord chat. He says Mitch helps Kemba defense. Yes, and we're gonna need all the help we can get. All right, man. That's our show, man. I think we talked about everything we need to talk about.
Yeah, and just to clarify, Mitch's career high rebounds is 21.
Okay.
Against the Raptors in 2019. That's his career high.
Okay, 21, and you only had 17, man. All right, cool. So we got a new. Yeah, something else to shoot for from Nish. 22 rebounds for Nish's next game, man. And I feel like he get there. The way, as big as he is, and as easy as we getting rebounds today, I think he can get there for sure. I feel like his positional defense has been better. I think the strength might be allowing him to get even more defensive rebounds than usual and not get picked off his spot. So I think this might be the year for Mitch to up his rebounding total. And I can't wait till we play like Embiid in them to see what he does with these guys.
For real. And I think the positive thing, too, is the fact that he hasn't even caught all of his win yet, and he grabbed 17 rebounds in the game. Like,
yeah, man. Exactly. Peace out to Mitch. But shout out to the chat, man. That is our show. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching. Shout out once again to our sponsor in DraftKings, man. And like I said, you already know what to do. Hit that link in the chat. I'm gonna put the link in the description for DraftKings, and you use that code KOT. And you have to be 21 and over, and also you gotta be in New Jersey and Pennsylvania, Indiana, to use that code. All right. So shout out to DraftKings. But that is our show. Follow us on social media, guys. Man, we trying to get to 10K followers on Instagram, so definitely follow us on the Nick of Time Show on Instagram, the KOT Show on Twitter, and also follow us on the Nick of Time Show on Facebook as well. And check out our blogs, man. We have 2 new blogs from Mikey and Ken, who wrote about our win percentage and how many wins we can win this season. So definitely check out the new blogs at the nickoftimeshow.com. And also before I even finish that off, get these snapbacks, man. Get these Nick snapbacks as well. Nick snapbacks are available at the nicktimeshow.com. We got them in blue, we got them in black, so definitely cop those as well if you're rocking with the Nick of Time Show. All right, sir, let them know where you from.
Where I'm from?
Oh, where you go? Where to find you anyway?
Okay, all right. So you can find me on Instagram at Sir G is chilling.
Sir G is chilling.
That's SIRG is CHILLIN, and you can find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT. I think Fritz provided the links to the side, so you can follow me. Click the links, you can follow me there. And do you mind if I do one one bro?
Yo, let him rock. Let's go. Let me set it up. All right. Let me set it up. All right, guys. Now, it's part for one of the favorite parts of the show. And we never usually do this during the game, but we should start doing it because this is his crowd favorite segment.
Exactly.
You want to start with the ooze?
Yeah, it's gonna be a simple bro, because I didn't really get a chance to prepare myself to really do the whole picture.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
if I could give a semi picture though.
All right, cool. So let's just let you know, ooh pricks are for the show. Ooh are the best plays of the week or the best plays of the game, since we're doing game by game right now. All right. So all it is, we describe what the best play of the game is, and we let you know what it is. So let them know. Let's go, Ryan. What's your best play of the game?
Yes, sir.
For today?
So my ooh and my bruh comes from tonight's game against the Celtics. The ooh first goes to Obi Toppin, because there was a play where my man caught a lob. 2 Celtics was under the basket. I think it was Schroeder and Pritchard.
Ooh, yeah.
Obi Toppin dunked it on both of them. Oh. On their head.
On their head. Nuts in your back. Oh. Go get it, Obadiah. Go get it. Yeah, that was a good one. There was a bunch of oops though, yo.
I know, man.
Man, the Julius Randle up and under was
yeah, that was pretty dope too.
Yeah, Evan Fournier going off from 3. There was a lot of oohs. I already know what the bruh is though, but I'm gonna let you rock.
Yeah.
I already know what the bruh is, but I'm gonna let you rock. Okay.
The bruh goes to Jaylen Brown. Bruh. Because my man may have dropped 46, but there was a play in overtime where he stripped Julius Randle, was by himself at the basket.
All by
went up
myself.
For the dunk. Went up for the dunk. Brick. Bruh.
Yeah, man. You can't miss open dunks, man. You can't miss something.
And that's why your team lost. Bruh.
Yeah, man. 46 points, should have 48. Oh well. Too bad. So sad.
Bruh.
Oh man, but if we lost, then we couldn't even say that we couldn't even mention that bruh pick if we lost. But since we won,
yeah,
he gets that bruh, and we get that ooh. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. That is our show. Shout out to everybody else who's rocking with the show, man. I'm tired. That was a long game. I ain't even know I had the energy to even do this show, but we did it, man. Shout out to the show, man. Shout out to the people who's rocking with us. If you like the show, like and subscribe. And please share. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. It's going to help us out tremendously. Thank you, everybody, for the super chat. It's going to help keep the lights on, pay the writers, pay for the phones, and all that other stuff. All right, man? Salute to you guys. That is our show. We are out of here. And as always,
shout out to Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here, all right? Peace.